Counterpunch boxing news. Counterpunch boxing news.
Like he said.
Counterpunch boxing news.
Like he said.
Counterpunch boxing news.
Like he said.
Counterpunch boxing. Counterpunch boxing news. What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Eddie Hearn, Terence Crawford, Errol Spence. Get this. Eddie Hearn predicts Errol Spence, Terence Crawford. He says has a great mindset. Matchroom promoter Eddie Hearn has revealed his prediction ahead of the months to come between Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. And Hearn spoke of his fondness for Coach Derek James as he trains Matchroom's poster boy Anthony Joshua alongside Errol Spence, but ultimately sides with Crawford. He says, I do like Errol. His big break came on our Matchroom card against Kell Brook that night in Bramall Lane. He was amazing. Obviously, I like Derek James a lot, but if I had to pick one, I just believe that Terence Crawford wins that fight. He says, I think that he is more comfortable at 147. I think he has a great mindset. He is extremely confident as well. I think he wins the fight on points, but it is a great fight, such a good fight for boxing. I'm so happy that it's been made. Although we have got a foot in the camp with Derek James, if I had to be truly honest, I think Terence Crawford just edges a very close fight. And those are the words of Eddie Hearn. And let me counterpunch. I don't see how Eddie could be saying nothing other but the truth. The reason why I'm saying that is because you would think for vested interests that to improve the relationship with Derek James is support politically the guy that you promote by the trainer that trains him. That's what you would think. You would think that Eddie Hearn, with the hidden agenda, because it's so easy to just say, I think Errol Spence wins since it's such a 50-50 fight, and it's easy to disguise what your real true motives are. But instead of disguise them, he just let you know. He revealed them. He was like, okay, well, guess what? I know that Anthony Joshua is training Derek James, but I got to be truly honest. I think Terence Crawford has a wonderful mindset, and I think he edges it at 147, and he beats him on points. Now, that would be the only thing that I would have to disagree with. I do not think that Terence Crawford would win a decision against Errol Spence. I just don't think so. I don't care how good it is, because this is what it comes down to. You have two undefeated guys. One is 3 years younger than the other. Okay, Terence Crawford has been from 135 to 140, undisputed, to 147, and he's stopped everybody that he's been at 147. And it's just, to me, it would seem like political-wise, the torch should be given to Errol Spence that pretty much shared success and favor in any way being the unified welterweight champion. So I don't think that Terence Crawford will beat him in a decision. I just don't. You know what I mean? I think Terence Crawford would stop Errol Spence. I think he would have to. I think he would have to show the PBC guys what it's like to not be disputed, to not have any controversial BS that happened or went down with certain things. Because, see, in his mind, he thought Shawn Porter was up, which he was up. But then, you had rounds 10, you had rounds 11 and 12. So those were officially the championship rounds. So I don't know if that's the case or not, but I think Errol Spence holds a lot more power than Shawn Porter had, because Shawn Porter, is 35 himself. So I don't think, politically, that would be somebody that they would have to favor. But I think that Errol Spence, if he gives a good enough fight for the belts that he has, I think Terence Crawford would definitely have to knock him out. That's my belief on it. I think that would have to happen. But other than that, I think Eddie Hearn's right. Shout out to Eddie Hearn for just telling the truth on how he really feels. Because, again, it could easily went, I think Errol Spence edges him, just to make it look convincing. But we know the only reason that you could possibly say or pick Errol Spence, because it was tempting to pick Errol Spence because of Derrick James and their newfound relationship with Anthony Joshua. And he's going into his next fight, so his second run with Derrick James. So it's so easy to go the other way. But you guys tell me what you think of Eddie Hearn stating that he edges Terence Crawford by decision. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!